Welcome back to this week's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young. We have a lot to discuss, so I'll get right to it. To start, the biggest news story out of the sports world this week is unfortunately bad news. New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers is officially out for the remainder of the 2023 NFL season after tearing his Achilles tendon on Monday night against the Buffalo Bills. The Jets traded Green Bay for the four-time NFL MVP earlier this season, and the world was waiting with excitement to see Rodgers flourish with a new team full of young talent. The Jets built the entire team around Rodgers, bringing in his former offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett and some of his Packers teammates like Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb, plus free agents like Dalvin Cook and CJ Uzomah. Just 4 plays into the Jets' season opener, Rodgers went down awkwardly during a sack by Bills defensive end Leonard Floyd, and it looked like a routine play, but Rodgers sat on the turf after the play before being carted to the locker room for x-rays. The Jets were able to pull off the win in Buffalo on a walk-off punt return touchdown, but their future still hangs in the question. Leading the offense for the Jets for the remainder of the season will most likely be the team's previous starter, Zach Wilson. Other than the eventful Monday night game, the first weekend of the NFL season was pretty wild. The Buccaneers started off the day Sunday by upsetting the Minnesota Vikings. Joe Burrow played statistically the worst game of his career in the Bengals' loss to the Browns. The Chargers and Dolphins had a high-scoring battle, and the Cowboys dropped a 40-point shutout on the road against the Giants on Sunday night. Thanks to the Bengals, I lost just 1 game in my picks last week, meaning I started the season with a 3-1 record. Not too bad. Let's see if I can get my first 4-0 record of this season. For this week, I'm going with the Lions over the Seahawks, the Cowboys to keep it rolling with a win against the Jets, the Broncos to earn their first win against the Commanders, and the Bills to redeem themselves at home hosting the Raiders. Also last weekend, the U.S. Open of tennis came to a conclusion. On the men's side, Novak Djokovic handled the weight of history to defeat Daniil Medvedev on Sunday in the 2023 U.S. Open men's singles final. With the victory, the 36-year-old won his 24th Grand Slam singles title, tying Margaret Court's record and bolstering his case to be considered the greatest tennis player of all time. On the women's side, the 19-year-old Coco Gauff from Atlanta, Georgia, won her first Grand Slam title after taking the U.S. Open women's singles title in 3 sets against Aryna Sabalenka from Belarus. Gauff is the 3rd American teenager in history to win the title, behind Serena Williams and Tracy Austin, and she's the first American to win the tournament since Madison Keys in 2017, who was defeated this year in the semifinals by Sabalenka. Gauff and the United States have plenty reason to celebrate, and Gauff now jumps up the rankings to the number 3 player in the world. The MLB postseason officially begins on October 3rd, but here's how the postseason bracket is shaping up. The Dodgers have all but wrapped up the number 2 seed and the first round bye, meaning the path to the conference championship will run through them. Like I said, a lot can happen in the next few weeks, but a Dodgers-Braves semifinal series would be must-see TV. As always, I thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of Sports Corner. Enjoy all the sports this weekend has to offer, as well as the emergence of fall weather. I'm Cole Young. I'll see you next time.